what do you think is the reason why your then manager, who's supposedly supposed to care about your best interest, did that towards you?
Definitely jealousy.
Do you remember one of your most painful moments during your childhood?
When I was very young, I always ask like my mom, like, why am I like born with a cleft, or why am I like that? I think that left me a very negative connotation that, being born with a cleft is a bad thing. I've always seen myself as a curse, and that led me to question like, okay, why am I here? In every room I go to, right, in every circle of friends I'm in, I always have the subconscious that I'm not good enough. That was already, not on purpose, I'm sure, but that was already communicated subconsciously to me.
Most people only see the breakthroughs, the numbers, the wins, and the titles. But there's a story beneath every single breakthrough, and that's the reason why this podcast is called Beneath the Breakthrough. And this podcast is all about not just the success formulas that guided this person to succeed, but most importantly, what shaped and who shaped the person to become who he or she is today. And in this podcast, we're going to interview a couple of individuals who are both 6- and 7-figure entrepreneurs, real estate leaders, or real estate agents to hear the story and to understand a little bit what made them who they are today. Today's guest is very personal to me. He is a great friend of mine and has been through the team's ups and downs for the past 6 years. And he's none other than Mr. Rodney himself. So Rodney, I think in the year 2025, you have done really, really well. Not just you hit close to $1.2 million in commission, but also I think you're leading a team of 14 right now. Thank you so much for trusting me with your story. And we're just going to start from the beginning.
Sure.
All right. So before business and leadership, share with us a little bit more, how was your childhood growing up?
Okay. Growing up was really difficult. Right. My parents divorced when I was 13 years old. So I'm also the only child. So a lot of times growing up, I was alone. So I think also being born with a cleft palate, right? So had to go through quite a bit of bullying. In my secondary school days. Coupled with the divorce. So it was really a period of time where I felt a lot of anger, a lot of emotions that back then I didn't really know what it was. But looking back, I tried to overcompensate my insecurity by doing things that call for attention, for love. So it's a period where I feel, looking back, I lack love a lot.
So as a child, do you feel like you were affirmed, you were supported, or do you feel that there was this constant need that you have to prove yourself?
Absolutely not affirmed or supported. Right? I mean, not to say that my parents were good parents, I think they are trying their best, right? But I would say that definitely the need to prove myself, right? I felt that being the only child, I definitely lack mentors, right? I don't have an older brother, right? So constantly where I was at in different environments, I was never the one that did really well, right? So I thought that early on in my life, what will buy me love and attention was acceptance into society, right? Doing well in being a funny guy, being the number one student in class, right? So these are the things that I felt I need to fight for.
So share with us a little bit more about like the earliest memory you had feeling like you were not good enough. Was there a particular event or an episode in your life that, you felt that, I wasn't as good as what I thought?
I think one event that I would say two events that really sticks out for me. From back when I was in poly days, right, I was working a part-time F&B job, right, with a couple of my good friends. So I really enjoyed the work. The pay was really decent. Then I got fired, let go after that, right? So, and I realized that it was not so much about my attitude, but I think the clients couldn't really comprehend my speech. Right. So they said that I was not a very good communicator. So that really affected my confidence. Right. And that's something that really gave me quite a bit of trauma. Although it was just I don't think you're the best for the job, right? But I think that's one episode that really left me quite really heartbroken. Then the other one, of course, I think of course growing up, right, my parents were not the richest. Then I was on holiday with my friends. to Malaysia. We were taking a bus. So I brought whatever cash I had. So coming back, right, then we were hungry. So the bus stopped at like Yongping, if you know, right? It's like so we were hungry, right? Then my friend ordered chicken rice for his lunch. Then I was so broke that I could have you just fun. Then I just eat the rice. So like even going holiday in Malaysia was a very big thing for me. So I didn't have much savings. So then they were like, then why you even spend so much on going holiday with us, right? You don't even have that much money. So I think that's when I realized that money was very important, right? Money is something that I need to have in my life.
So how old were you when that Yongping incident happened?
That was probably like when I was 17, 18.
Wow, in your poly years.
In my poly years.
Wow. So you shared a little bit more about, having a cleft palate, right? And you shared a little bit more about not being able to communicate well. Right, but surprisingly, you're in sales right now. One question that I really have for you is, at the start of your career, what was something that you were the most insecure about?
Matter of fact, right, I was in corporate before. I joined like self-employment, right? Very rarely or insurance. But I think one of the biggest insecurity I had was feeling, right? Where I feared that when I joined real estate or insurance, right, I wouldn't make it. Then my friends would be like, I knew it. Like that was a very, very big fear of mine.
And of course, in the many years to come, you succeeded in your business. So I just want to ask you a little bit more about, this wanting success, right? Did it ever feel like a way that you had to compensate something that you lack internally? Was it something like that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, looking back, there was so much insecurity. I felt that, I want to earn more than my friends. I want to be accepted, like part of them. Right? And even earlier in the business, when I was in my first 2 years, that was my sole motivation. Right? I came to you, I tell you that my motivation is proof, right? Proof that I'm good enough. Right?
I remember.
So my fear of failure actually was the main, I would say the main motivation for my earlier years. But I mean, looking back today, knowing what I know, that has definitely changed.
That's amazing. I'm glad to hear that. Since we are on your childhood a little bit, right? Do you remember one of your most painful moments during your childhood that you felt either you questioned your own existence as a child, or maybe, you just felt that life is just so tough? Was there a moment like this when you were a child?
I think when I was very young, I always asked like my mom, like, why am I like born with a cleft, or why am I like that, right? And my mom would reply like, it's like that one. Let me help you. You think everybody want a good life, man? So, like, I think that left me a very negative connotation that, being born with a cleft is a bad thing. Right? Or it's like a curse. Right? So, that moment is that one moment that is very defining for me, because I've always seen myself as a curse. And that led me to question like, okay, why am I here, right? And in every room I go to, right, in every circle of friends I'm in, I always have the subconscious that I'm not good enough, right? Because that was already not on purpose, I'm sure, but that was already communicated subconsciously to me, right? I think parents, they sort of like allowed that. Then I think that's something that I had very hard time changing.
And I think that your childhood was something that shaped you to become who you are today, both negatively and positively. So I'm just very curious, right? Because now I believe you are at the peak of your career, which I'm very happy about. But even today, when things are going well, does that insecurity ever still resurface?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the only way that the insecurity can go away is a lot better now. It's not so much about like money, right? Money come and go, right? But I think like finding my faith, right? Like really having a firm foundation, right? Something that helped me to propel, like my abilities, right? Way further. Right? I mean, the ability to break free of like the bondage. I think that's something that really translated in my career.
I see. Thanks for sharing. I think for most who know you, but this is towards those who don't know you, before your real estate career, you were actually an insurance agent, right? So I think there were a lot of betrayal and shame there as well, right? And I think that it's a good time that we can talk about it a little bit deeper and understand that story a bit more, right? To bring more hope to people who may also be experiencing the same thing, right? So before real estate, you were in insurance. what actually drew you to that industry initially? Because before that, you were not self-employed, you were corporate, right? What drew you to that industry?
I was in corporate for about 3 to 4 years, so I realized that my pay, they were not catching my peers, right? So I said that cannot lah. Need to find an avenue where I can earn more, right? So I think it's something that I realized that, the harder you work, the ability to earn more, right? So that what drew me away from corporate, because I know that my trajectory is like cannot really. Yeah, so insurance is something that a very natural alternative back then.
So I believe that you were either let go or there was some misinformation that is being spread about you that caused you to leave the insurance business, right? So before we talk about that topic over there, can I just understand a little bit, how well do you actually do as an insurance agent?
I would have pretty well, right? I mean, I managed to hit my MDRT.
In the first year or?
Second year.
I see. And how long were you in the business for?
I joined in early January of 2016. I probably left in about mid-2018.
I see. So 2 years stint. And then you achieved MDRT in the second year. Wow. So can you just walk us through a little bit more of what kind of happened before you were let go?
Sure. I think this is also the first time I'll be sharing like publicly, right? But okay. I'll try to keep the story short, but basically what happened was that I'll be first to admit that the way I conducted my business back then was, I would say, more transactional. Means I had the mindset where a client, not in insurance, you had to do claims. Back then there was no thank bus, so you had to meet clients who do claims or do any adjustments in your policy, right? We have find a waste of time, right? So anything that does not bring me revenue, right, I will not spend time. Right. So basically what happened was that I had a client, he wanted to premium adjust. Premium adjust means lower your premium, your monthly premium. Right. So we spoke over the phone and I said, okay, I'll do it for you. Right. So what I did was that I signed the premium adjustment form on his behalf. Right. So everything was good, right? 4 months later, I got a call from compliance. I said, hey, you have complained against you for forgery. I said, huh? Okay, that's very strange. Right. So I went and sure enough, that client that complained said that he didn't sign this premium adjustment form. Right. So we let me be very perfect, right? Because I will agree on this, right? Yes, I didn't go down, and that was manager.
It was out of convenience.
Out of convenience. So I realized thereafter that he was not the one who made the complaint. So I think there was a lot of ill feelings that my manager had towards me. So my manager approached him. So he sought or used his email to write a complaint against me. So that's how I got let go from the insurance industry. That caused me a lot of pain because the success and the earnings is what I identified with back then.
So was there this sense of betrayal towards the people, your mentor or the systems then? Do you feel that you were betrayed?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I absolutely hated that guy. Right? I mean, it's something that I took a while to get over with, right? And I actually, maybe I just share with you, right? I actually did a video, right? I did a 15-minute video. I wanted to send to all my past clients, apologize to them, and let them know really what happened, right? But I decided not to upload it at the end in my YouTube channel, right? So so that's something that caused me a lot of shame, because whenever you have a insurance client, right, you always assure them that I'll be here for a long term. I'll be here for a long term, right? And you not being able to fulfill that, right, left a very deep hurt in me as well.
So what do you think is the reason why your then manager, who's supposedly supposed to care about your best interest, did that towards you?
Definitely jealousy, right? I think the environment, right? I think a lot of maybe I share with you a little bit about how the environment was like back then, right? I was given a lot of support and praise.
That's
right. Like, hey, Rodney, you are a top producer, but look at your manager, like that. You cannot make it. I think that also caused a lot of pride.
And a lot of envy.
A lot of pride in me as well, and a lot of envy in him, right? So the way I reflect my meet, right, the way I talk to him was not the best. Like, I didn't have any grace. I feel not worthy of being my manager, not worthy of being my leader.
That's harsh.
So, and I think he also really felt envious, right? And because when I leave, right, my whole pot of client who automatically go to him.
I see.
Yeah. So that's why he did what he did. Like at the end, even the client who originally complained against me, right?
Yeah.
He came and apologized and hey, he never thought I would do my job.
Yeah.
He had a very young kid. That client was like 3 back then.
I see.
Yeah, so very naive also.
Yeah. I
but,
see.
Yeah, that's why, yeah.
And I think you were also an insurance leader as well then,
Yep.
right? A team manager.
Yep.
And you did share with me some stories about, really seeing some of your guys going through the extreme ways, or I would say maybe the extreme measure to face failure,
Yep.
right? Do you mind sharing with us a little bit more about that story that you talked about?
Yep. Okay, so I was about to be manager. Alright, that's another reason why when I leave, right, then my guys will go to that manager, right?
Yeah.
But I think back then it was really an environment of like there's no rational business. Okay, I mean it's just about just earning as much, right? Whether it's even for me also, right? I like insurance sometimes we have to fill in forms, right? So how about we do like roadshow, or like speed prospecting, we call it like, right? So we just get the manager in, then before we really explain the product and whatnot, right? So it's about fast,
Yes.
There's no like, I show you one day, like you want to know about like this how that, right?
Yeah.
No, the main objective I spend at the time, earn as much as you can.
Yeah.
So that led to a lot of like not ethical selling, right? I would be ashamed to say that I used to be like that. So and that really translated to my guys, right? So so I think I'm glad that in GLA we do things very differently now.
Was there a specific individual in your team that made you question your leadership before because of the things that he has done, or someone in another team who I'm not sure if this is accurate and whether this is from you? I record something about you sharing with me that one of your associates kind of took his life,
right?
Because of not being able to hit his targets, right? Maybe you can share a little bit more about that, and also a bit more about how, with all of these things that happened, how did it shape your leadership and how you trust people today?
Okay. It's true that one of my associates like to his life, right? But I don't think it's so much of target, right? It must really a lack of guidance, right? Okay, so basically, why he took his life was that he was charged for a rape case. So and I think we are all back there just very broken people, right? I think he probably found like sexuality in like women or what, right? And I think it was on the news. I was very shocked that he took his life. I mean, that was way after. I was in property already, right? But I do believe that at some at the back of my mind, right, if I really did journey with this guy, that I really did love him at where he is, right, and knowing what I know now, and being able to do what I do now, right, and guiding him to the right path, right, like what I've done for me, right, I'm sure that he will be leading a very different life today. So I think maybe somewhere there's a bit of regret, like not being not knowing, not being in a position to really mentor somebody, to say that, hey, like this is not the way, right? I mean, don't let the world tell you like whether you're good enough or not. I think that really left me quite impression.
So how did that change the way you view leadership today?
A lot. I feel leadership should, especially in sales, right, should really be more than just numbers, and like commission and whatnot. I mean, yes, those are important, right? But I think loving people at where they are, right? And it's very hard. Like for me, it's like I naturally, when people tell me a negative feedback, right, I was like, wow, why do you say that? Right? And I think loving people at where they are, and empathy, right, is something that every leader needs to have. And I mean, it took me a while to realize this, right? It's a lot of maturity. I mean, it's a stage of growing up, right?
And I think it's very surprising for me to hear this from you, because you are termed the biggest heart in J&A real estate. So for you to share so vulnerably, I appreciate that, about how you feel about people. And thank you for doing that. Thank you so much for watching till this part of Beneath the Breakthrough. And if you are someone who loves the content, please press the subscribe button or just share it with your friends, and this will mean a lot to me. Let's go back to the episode. So let's just talk about the part where you enter real estate, right?
Yep.
After the experience in insurance, right? Of course, you had a betrayal from your previous manager. You felt that, there was some compliance issue, and then you lost a self-employed job that you were at the peak of your career, right? Yep. What was something that you were the most scared of when you did real estate?
Like fear of failure. Like fear that like my friends like, I knew it, right? Like Rodney cannot make it. I think that's something that and also I think back then we were awaiting our BTO. Right. So we got the house. Right. But then when I asked whether I can get a loan. Right. So that was one of my biggest fears.
So before, when you transited from insurance to real estate, what were you doing between that transition?
Oh wow. So I had about 1 year break. I refused to come to real estate earlier because I hate real estate, not my thing. I don't even know what real estate. I don't know what property works, right? But what I was doing between that 1 year, I went door to door to sell fruit juice.
Wow.
So I made juice at home, then I go door to door. I've been not talking real estate, so that's my forte. So I think every month I would make $300-$400.
Wow.
We just enough to get by.
Just to make a living.
And also.
And how old were you then?
How old? Well, I think that was really my 30s already. Late 29, 30. So, I also I don't know if I share this. In between the job, right, I go RWS, right? Almost every day. And I sort of think that gambling is a way to make money.
To multiply your money.
But I actually make money. Not when I work in gambling, but I also make almost 18 grand in 3-4 months. But of course, one day I lost my business, I just stopped it. So I thought this was regular income revenue, but it doesn't work.
And to clarify that you do not go to the casino anymore.
Of course not.
I mean, that's something that I heard that you stopped, right? So when you first started this real estate journey, were you confident, or were you wounded, or were you hopeful?
Definitely not confident. Wounded possibly, but very fearful. Maybe I just share a little backstory why you become real estate, right? Because a friend of mine told me that, you can do insurance, you probably can do real estate. The same. But absolutely not. Right? But and I look myself, self-employed only got insurance and real estate. Or maybe MLM now, which is I don't know whether it's MLM, right? So, but I tell myself, if I don't make it here, right, I don't know where to go. So I have to make it here. This is my last final shot. Not going back to corporate, right? My parents have been pushing me, 1 year break, right? My mind, why don't you just find a job? You 3K a month also okay, ma. I said, okay, my friends are earning 500 already. Then, 3K, then I cannot, So, that's how I felt.
And I think that a lot of people, maybe in their 20s, they give themselves a lot of the pressure to want to succeed. Late 20s, they expect that they have really succeeded, right? But one thing that I really admire about you is that you mentioned that in your 30s, you were making $300 to $400 per month going door to door to sell fruit juices. And I mean, you also decided that, hey, I think I would just venture into a brand new industry with a lot of fear. So which was what age were you when you first entered real estate?
I was 31.
Wow.
My first year in the business.
So we met 5 years ago.
Okay,
that's good. So when you first joined the team, right, what were you quietly hoping to find? Because you were betrayed from your previous team, right? And you were betrayed by a previous mentor. So what was something that you were quietly hoping to find?
Maybe I share a bit of backstory. When I met you, right? I was very impressed. You just knew how to do sales, right? And I met you with my wife, Michelle, right?
So, I think 3 times.
3 times.
3 times. I still remember. So it was a nice meetup,
You remind me of a very young prodigy. I mean, I think you're only 21 when you do back then, So I was telling my wife that, it's either one of the best salesman on earth that I can learn from, or one of the biggest scammer on earth.
I remember you said that.
So I do a shot on you because I felt, wow, this guy, I've never met a 22-year-old like that. So I think that what really led me, okay, if you are going to have that trajectory, right, I want to be part of it. And I'm very thankful to be part of it. I'm
thankful to have you to be part of it as well.
I I could tell very early like you were meant for a very big thing. Yeah. Whether or not it's for good or for bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So what was it? What was something that made it difficult for you to trust again at the start?
Yep.
Right? Because you also did mention that my faith and your previous upline's faith was quite similar,
Yeah.
right? And also I record that. That's why it matters to me,
Yeah.
right? And you were not of the faith then as well,
Yeah.
right? And when was the moment then, after the 6 years, that you felt that you truly belonged to this organization or this team?
I think you went through a lot, right? And I also helped you grow,
Yeah.
right? And one thing that I really admire about you, right? At whatever stage of your life that you are in, you always want to do better, right? You know, you may not be the best version of yourself like 2-3 years ago,
Yeah.
right? But I could always tell that I will always bet on you because that desire to want to be better, right? It's always in you,
Yeah.
right? And that's something that I felt that, you know, it's very hard to find it. Like somebody like you. Yeah. So I think that
I'm very touched.
yeah.
This is the first time you're telling me this actually.
Yeah. So like and even like we have the same faith, right?
Yeah.
Like, in the way you conduct yourself and the way that you always speak truth to me,
Yeah.
right? When I'm not good enough,
Yeah.
you have not good enough, right?
Yeah.
You have to say this.
Yeah.
When you know I'm doing my best to encourage me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what I really appreciate. I can tell that you really want to do well. Your words may not be the kindest sometimes, right? But I can tell from the bottom of my heart, right? I don't like people who tell me like, can't one, you know, like,
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear. And thank you so much for that,
Yeah.
right? So when was the moment that you finally felt that you truly belonged in the team?
Well, I felt that when people start to join me,
Yeah.
you know, when you gave me like initiative to lead,
Yeah.
right? And when I felt that, hey, people coming up, hey, can I meet you?
Yeah.
We'll do a one-on-one. Like, can I ask you something?
I'm so
Like,
proud of
yeah. So I think
I'm so proud.
nobody, I was never in the position of like influence before.
Yeah.
Right. I was always mostly a follower.
Yeah.
Right. I think you allowed me that growth.
Yeah.
You allowed me that opportunity, right, to be a coach.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's really the turning point where, okay, I'm actually made for more.
Yeah.
Right. And thank you for that.
No, thank you so
Yeah.
much. You know, since the first day I met you, I already knew that you were destined for greatness because of your childhood story and also because of how you hustled even in your 30s.
Yeah.
It takes a huge amount of humility to be able to do what you do. And that's the reason why when I first met you, I still remember the 3 times you met, I told myself that if this guy is going to come into my team, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make him succeed, right? In the right way, right? And then also similar to myself, even through the ups and downs, you have been there. And I also want to thank you for that also. Yeah.
No problem.
So I just want to ask you a few more questions,
Yeah.
right? Who are you today that you weren't when you first started the real estate business? Because I want to attest that Rodney's transformation has been crazy. One of the most transformed members that I met in the first day till 6 years later, it was a 180-degree change, right? So who are you today that you weren't when you first started?
Yeah. I mean, I play many roles, right? I'm a husband, right? I'm a property millionaire,
Yeah.
right? But one identity that will always stay with me, right, is that I'm a child of God,
Yeah. Amen.
right? That's the only one thing that I identify with, right?
Yeah.
I may not be a husband tomorrow.
Mm.
I may not be a property millionaire next year,
Wow.
but the identity of being a child of God will stick with me throughout the entire of my life.
Why is the identity so important to you?
Because that transcends everything, right? If you, I mean, it's about faith, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you put God at the center, right? Everything is a byproduct, right? Your behavior, right? Your actions, your decisions, right? It's really just a byproduct. I'm not saying that, okay, I always make the right decisions.
Yeah.
I made a lot of wrong decisions. I'm sure you do as well, right?
Of course.
So, but that identity, right?
Yeah.
Just allowed me to make right decisions after right. Then, when I hey, wow, my life really changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I only identify one thing.
Yeah.
How about
I completely agree with what you mentioned. And I want to thank you also because you are someone who put your faith at the center and you act the way someone of that faith should also act. And that has been inspiration to a lot of people in our office as well, right?
Well, I mean, I definitely have I'm not perfect.
Yeah. No one is, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have seen me lead at my best and at
Yeah.
my worst,
Yeah.
right? What kind of mentor was I to you during your most uncertain seasons? This is a very sensitive topic, and actually, this is a very nice
What
question to
kind of
ask.
mentor were you during my most uncertain season?
Yeah.
You're somebody that I feel will always want the best for me, right? And you are not afraid to tell me the truth. But I realize that more often than not, if I listen to your advice, right, you will like things will be better lah. For example, lead the 0 to 100K.
Yeah.
The most natural question is like, well, what's it for me?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean that is the most natural question to ask, right? But you will just encourage me, And I think when as long as you have such a strong belief, right? And I believe, right? Then other leaders believe, right? Then we have a culture already. I think the culture starts with you. And you are very, very determined and strong-headed, right? Even during my most uncertain season, that I just know that if I believe the belief, right? Evidence shows that it's a correct one. So I think you were authentic and you were very firm and you have a very big vision and direction. That's something that I will describe you. That helped me during my most uncertain season of my life.
What then is your vision in your business for the next 5 years?
Right.
Maybe specifically in terms of the team that you want to build, or maybe the type of people that you hope that you can lead.
Very good question, right? In fact, I just spoke to my team yesterday when we had a JB retreat.
And it's amazing that you brought them to JB. I was like, wow, this is a nice place.
I told them that, look, I'm already in my mid-30s.
You are 36 this year.
36, So, energy levels are going to drop, right? So, I probably can trade so much time and energy in the next 2 years. Then, I have to bring you guys to the forefront. I will take a step back. But you all have to make sure, right? You all have the willingness and the work ethic will be like me and will be like me, right? And
I'm so proud of you.
I cannot be 5 years later, right? I won't be like, hey, let's go and shop sales. You all have to be the one because I have a group that's very young.
How old are they? How's the age group in your group?
They're all mid-20s. Mid or late 20s, right? So they, like, I was only one of my dog, he's only like 23.
Wow, so young.
I think your best years are ahead of you. Right? He's very uncertain about the future. I think, but trajectory is like that. Trajectory is like that for a while. That yes, I'll have much better to you already. And I'm very prepared to do that because it's not about being an MBA or what after what, right? That's the most important. But the elevation of people, the empowerment of people, right? It's something that I'm very excited about.
Wow.
Like this, like push about the leadership, like getting 5,000, right? I think it really excites me a lot because I think that's the next level already. It's a level where you really are tested. But being good at something is one thing. Like self leadership is one thing. But we lead people, right? Like always say, the best leaders, right? Align people without without a shared vision, without agreeing, right? They have to align them, right? But I think that's something that I learned from you. I want to be like that.
And I've been seeing you doing your best to work with people in your team. Most are easy and some are hard, right? And one thing that you always do is I always realize that you put your team interest first, right? And you always put your members' interest first. You are okay to take a back seat or take a piece of yourself just so that your team can succeed, right? And that's also the reason why I've shared with you and I told you this many times that you are one of my most trusted leaders in my team. And I hope that, as we continue growing, you will do well with us also, right? So I wanted to ask you a little bit more about your younger self, right? Let's just go back a little bit, right? If your younger self could see you today, right? What would finally reassure him, or what is something you would say to him to reassure him?
What would I say to my younger self? Wow, it's a very deep question. I would say that you're very lucky because you have met some great people in your life. And like these people will give you the direction and advice that you need to become the version of yourself that you always envision yourself to be. Then don't let the world make you feel jaded. I think one thing that I really like about myself is that I'm always very open to learn. Right?
You are.
Very out there.
You are.
But sometimes it can be a bit like tiring. Because you get shut down. Right? So like keep that openness of your heart and cool people will come.
Wow. You look like you're very touched when you say that.
Of course, right?
Because you didn't expect when you were younger that you would ever be able to achieve this.
I think I really like mentors.
Yeah.
I feel that, and I'm just so blessed that I mean, hard work is one thing, but you really need the right people. I feel. You really need the right environment. Which you really can't control 嘛。Like either 有就有咯，没有就不算你的命咯。I feel 啦。
Yeah. So I just wanted to ask you 2 last questions, right? So a lot of people in the industry is always chasing either the platinum, the super platinum, the titanium, the super titanium. I lost track of what awards there are. And also the millionaire award, of course, right? And then after that, they will chase position. So, I mean, we have spoken about this a few times about how it feels after getting a $1 million award, your millionaire award, and also being top in the company. So how does it actually feel after you know that you've achieved your millionaire award? Does it feel exciting? Does it feel like this is finally your identity and you're going to go out to the whole world to tell people that? Or does it feel like, actually there's no feeling about it?
How do I feel? I feel the same. I would say that he definitely found my goal, right? And when I hit that goal, I would say more of a relief, right? But maybe I had a bit of a battle, right? Sometimes I want to chase that like golden calf, right? So hard, right? That I put my hand back, okay, this has to be a process.
Yes.
Right. But at that time, my focus
cannot be an obsession.
So, but that is quite hard, especially when I'm very, very close. Especially the month of like August. Wow. So, but after I hit really.
Right. And you know, I've been in the business for 8 years, and I've been chasing all the awards in the past, and I realized that it was so purposeless, and that was also the reason why I stopped going for so many award ceremony until I realized that it's actually respectful for me to go for some, to respect my bosses, right? And even now, after being the number one, it also doesn't feel like that. I realized that what you said very accurately, it's a process. It's not the outcome that we're obsessed about, right? We just want to do as much good as we can, serving clients as much as we can, and serving the best, giving our best to our clients as we serve righteously, at scale. So, I think that's a real answer. So, with faith, family, and business, and team, how do you manage all these things? It's insane because there's so many things you have to manage, right? And you are very consistent in church. You go to church almost every single week, a few times, I think, right? And then you lead your team as well. You have to do sales as well. So, how do you manage and balance all these things? And you are also doing CrossFit. So, how do you balance and manage all of these things?
Right. Okay, so if I may share, I think you have to be a good steward, right? So I think we should also, right? Not only about your money, but your time and energy, right? So whenever I make a decision to do something or not to do something, I will ask that, if I got one thing to do, right? It could be spending one time with a fellow colleague, right? Mentorship, right? Right. It may not be the most revenue generating. That could be a litmus test for a lot of agents. Right, but my litmus test would be that will it be glorifying God? If it is, or like it's not, then I will do lah. If it's not, then I won't do.
So I'm hearing a lot of growing deep roots, putting the right priorities first, and then trust that the harvest will take care of itself. There is I would not call it a verse, but there is this quote on our leader's office that I deliberately put there. I said, give freely, lead diligently, and trust that the harvest will take care of itself, right? And you are definitely the epitome of that. Okay, so if there's any last things you want to share with someone who may be suffering from cleft palate, or someone who is struggling, or maybe in their late 20s who are struggling, early 30s who still struggling, maybe not showing that, and they're just seeing all the amazing things on social medias that their life should have been like this. Any last things you just want to tell them?
I would say that everything.
It's a big question. Like an encouragement, or whether is it, I because I believe that you are someone who have been through that. And you succeeded in your late 30s. But you succeeded big. Right? So
I would say don't believe the lies that you are hearing in your head. Because the future that you want and the life you want to lead, right? That's just a decision away. And I do believe that deep down you know it one. But maybe there's a fear. There's anxiety. Right. That's preventing you from making that decision. Right. So don't allow that to happen.
Wow, that's a good one. Right, to fight the voices in your head.
Exactly.
Right? I think a lot of people, when they see people who are successful, they always think that the voices in their head is always positive. And I always say that every single morning, I got to stop these voices, and even with the presence of fear, I have to take action, because that's where courage lies.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, wow. So, Rodney, I just want to thank you for being one of our first guests on Beneath the Breakthroughs. Thank you for sharing openly.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for trusting us with your story. All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Sorry, thank you.